At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Hyper Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Hyper Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vibraville. Today, got a special guest joining us, and we are right on the precipice of this market turning around. You know, I think we might see one more little flash crash or wick down in the near future. I just think Japan, that carry trade, it has to unwind, and we saw the dollar now plummeting. So all the signs are there. There's life. The bull market, it might not have ended. It might still be here around the corner. And I think that's true. I think by April, we're going to start seeing some nice pumps and everyone will start coming back to crypto again. It'll be a beautiful thing. But Pulse Chain, man, people have just been developing and building so many new projects have came out in the last couple months. And older projects, the whole Finvesta ecosystem has just been on fire lately. So it's good to see that people aren't fighting and arguing and yelling. You know, there's good projects and green candles and excitement in the air. So today, going to bring on a couple guys from the Neon project, Nexion. Now, I've been talking about it now for a couple of weeks when I found it. And I love it. I like the project. You know, we've been into PTGC, UFO, Alien, and Anki, and these coins that they're long-term thinking projects. You know, I'm about delaying gratification. Pulse Chain is so unique, and the opportunities we have in real DeFi. You know, that's what all the banks and institutions are coming to this space for, to earn yield. And there's so many incredible opportunities on Pulse Chain that if you can find them, get in early and just hold, they could change your life. And Neon here is only 64 days old, you know, had its run up. And now obviously you have the dumps, but now chopping sideways, making higher lows. So the chart's looking good. So, but I wanted to bring on the team, two of the guys over there left. And Psycho T, what's up, guys? They're here now, audio only.
Hey, Vibra.
Hey, how are you?
What's going on, guys?
Doing good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't following them on Twitter, go follow them at Nexion Pulse right here. Join the Telegram too, and the descriptions are down below. Definitely give them a follow. We need to help get good people in front of the eyeballs for new people coming in. You know, it's such a solid project that they are focusing at the core, and I want to just highlight stuff like that and give people the opportunity to just tell their story and give the alpha on why Nexion is so unique. So if you guys want to take it away from here, share your screens, you know, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I mean, Vibra, if you want to bring up the site, and you know, you can just, yeah, that's perfect. I'll run through, you know, the basics of what we built so far, and then Left's going to kind of go into the upcoming stuff with Glow. So yeah, I mean, Nexion, you know, overall, it's a DApp ecosystem, right? Built on Pulse Chain. It's backed by one token right now. It's Neon, and we launched, like you said, we're about a little over 2 months old, and we combined a few aspects from some different projects. We launched with the auction style token distribution, which we distributed 90% of the supply out within the first 10 days of the project. There was some smaller allocations allocated to for the Hollow Vault and for some future dApps, and obviously to the team. So yeah, so that auction that I talked about is perpetual auction. It still runs today. There's still a small amount of neon that is given out every single day, or auctioned off every single day. So users will come in and they'll deposit Pulse into the dApp here, and then at the end of the auction day, at the timer, end of the day, you'll get your share of your neon tokens from the dApp. So this obviously was a lot more. There was a lot more volume in this the first 10 days. It's kind of dwindled down now that there's a smaller supply, but Lef and I have been talking about potentially looking at ways that we can allocate some different or some more neon back into the vault. There's a lot of good there's a lot of good things and a lot of good aspects that come with the auction. The big thing is the auction, the PLS that comes in, it also supports the ecosystem. So I'll break down a little bit, kind of like when you deposit your PLS, what happens to it. 50% of it goes to our buyback and burn, which I'll talk about in a second. 25% gets allocated to a farming investment wallet. 21% in total gets allocated to LP bonding. So buying tokens and bonding neon with those tokens. And then 1% goes out to our raffle game, which we'll kind of talk about and cover in a second here.
So look, I just want to say one thing. So for my followers, we got into a lot of stuff on Titan X, and Volt was one of the ones that was really popular that a lot of people did well on. So that's kind of exactly how this was launched. With Volt, you had 90% of the supply come out within like 2 weeks, and then you had the remaining 10% gets dripped, and then there was the perpetual auction. So any remaining or penalties got collected and then re-auctioned off. So that's why right now all of the supply has pretty much been auctioned off, and it's like the last few percent that's still there daily. And I'm assuming that's probably going to wrap up here in the next month or so.
Yeah, I mean it's going to continue to dwindle down until obviously there's none left to auction off. So it all depends on how we want to play this out, because right now there's good synergy between the auction and the market. It's pretty much on par. And like I said, the important piece to the auction that I think a lot of people miss is the fact that the PLS is coming in and it's boosting the ecosystem in different ways. It's adding to the LP pools. Our farming investment wallet or pool that we have going on that drips into the Hollow Vault. Richard kind of did a number on us in the past couple of weeks as far as reducing the rates and emissions of ink rewards. So, but nevertheless, we're still farming out there. We're still pulling in external rewards into the Hollow Vault that can be dripped down to users that are staking. But yeah, but like you said, Volta, one that we definitely took a look at. We pulled aspects from multiple projects, different things that we liked, and obviously tossed away things that we didn't like, and then kind of combined a couple things from multiple areas. And then yeah, this is the foundation that we wanted to lay out. And then the next, the plan is to kind of build off this foundation and to really kind of add more complexity, add more stability, add more just add more dApps overall into the ecosystem to help add value to Neon.
Love it.
Yeah, so the Hollow Vault here is sorry, did you have something, Vibra? Go ahead.
Yeah, so when all the pulse that gets collected, is there a way you can see like how much is left in that pool, or is it goes to that investment wallet and it just gets automatically distributed?
So the investment wallet is a farming pool. So if you go to the Hollow Vault, you'll see the value of that. Yeah, to your right. So that's basically what's in that farm right now and what we're farming with, and we're extracting those ink rewards back into the Hollow Vault. Obviously when we were farming at 40+% APR, the rewards were a lot higher. Everything's been cut and reduced. So that aspect is that was unexpected. We'll just say that we didn't expect to launch, and then a month later, Richard come out and start cutting, rates on rewards. So that did not play into our favor, but we have that. I mean, we have that, the ability to kind of in the future, which we'll talk about, later on in the video with Glow. But there's going to be more rewards created. There's going to be more opportunities for us to create rewards into the Hollow Vault. So in the future, we might ask the community if maybe we take these farm funds and redirect. And I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas, but maybe we redirect it back into the vault. And we buy Neon and we put Neon back into the auction that helps support, the protocol, something like that. I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do, but that's just some ideas and, some flexibility that we have.
I like it.
Yeah.
And plus too, when the price of inks, I think ink's going to, $50, potentially higher. So even though the rewards are significantly less, the dollar amount is probably going to still be decent.
Yeah, I think so too. We're hoping it eventually, obviously levels itself out. But as of right now, he didn't do us any justice. We'll just say that in the short term.
That's all right.
Yeah, Lef, if you're showing your screen, if you want to move to the V2, I'll talk a little bit about that. So yeah, Vibra, I'm gonna jump. Unless I've got more questions, I'll jump into the V2 real quick.
No, go ahead. I was going to let everyone know the Hollow Vault, that's where you stake. If people aren't familiar, that's where you go in and you stake your tokens right now and you earn your ink and more of the Neon tokens.
Yep, absolutely. So we talked with the community and got some feedback about how the Hollow Vault, or how our staking, the way we launched it, how it worked, and some aspects on potentially what people wanted to change. And I think the big, there was a couple of big focus pieces, and one of them was ability to lock your stake. So we're going to inject that into the Hollow Vault V2 ability to, you can stake unlocked, or you can stake locked. And then what we'll do is we'll add in dynamic APRs based upon how long you stake for. So the longer you stake, essentially the higher APR you're going to get. And the second big piece, I think, was the dynamic APRs, I guess the stake locks, the dynamic APRs, and then the third piece was the multi-token rewards. I think this is going to be the big selling point for users to come in and really park their tokens in the Hollow Vault long term. So again, going into Glow a little bit later on, but we think that app is going to give us the ability to generate a lot more rewards, and in rewards in different forms, so different tokens. And what we want to do is we're going to combine the Hollow Vault V2, and we're going to combine our the Glow app, and we're going to use the profit shares that come from Glow, and we're going to drip that into the Hollow Vault V2. So users will not only own, or they'll basically they'll be able to earn Neon like they do today at a lower rate, but the bigger, the more important piece is they're going to be earning more tokens in different forms and different rewards, like PulseX and Ink. You can see it all highlighted on the right there. That's pretty much the standard tokens that we'll be starting with, and the rewards that we'll be funneling in. So it'll be interesting.
Is that P die or is that the fork die?
I believe that's a fork die, right?
Yeah, that should be the fork die. And basically, we can give any tokens that we can find oracles. So if you had oracles for like 30 more tokens, we could reward 30 more tokens. But the lending relies a lot about oracles, and you cannot use like unsafe oracles or
we'll talk more a little bit about some potential, and the left can go into like the riskier tokens and what we could potentially do in the future. But to launch, to get us started, these are going to be the core tokens that are used as a form of reward.
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's just a quick look at the V2. I mean, the interface changed a little bit, very similar to what everybody's used to. You can view how much Neon is staked, how much is locked. Pretty much everything, everything that's in V1. So yeah, it will be a good improvement, upgrade. And users will be able to claim, individual rewards or all the rewards kind of as they come in. And I believe it's going to be every 7 days the rewards will be generated, or be basically allocated from Glow into V2 here, into staking.
Nice. So basically, staking is going to be the same. You get your Neon, but if you lock or for longer, is that when you tap into the other rewards?
I think you'll earn. I don't know, Luff. We really haven't discussed that. If a non-locked stake is going to earn the multi-token rewards at this point, I think all staking earns the multi-token rewards. We did not exclude the non-locked stakes from that. So it's something to think about. But at this point, everybody's included in the multi rewards that are being dripped in.
Oh, cool. So I like that too, because a big part of I do consulting with a lot of people, and it opened my eyes up when I heard a lot of people tell me that they locked their PTGC just so they couldn't sell it or do anything stupid. Like they were so glad it was there just to save them from themselves. They didn't even care about the extra APY as long as like they knew like I can't do something stupid with this for at least, however long I lock it for.
Yeah.
So just the lock itself, has its own features, even if it doesn't come with bonus APY or extra coins. It's used for a different reason. I would think. So I like just getting everything with staking.
Yeah, I think it builds confidence. It shows that you have users that are willing to stake, that are not short term, that are long term. Obviously, the more you have locked, the better it looks. The more that's off the market, the higher the price of the token can get. And that's the cool thing about this project as well, is that there's only one token right now. So all the focus is on Neon. Everything gets built around Neon, and all the value gets extracted to Neon. So that's a big benefit to having one token versus many.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
So where do we leave off? I'm pretty sure a lot of the users at this point, they know what the tax is, but if you don't, it's a 6% tax rate on Neon on the trades. We structured it so that the liquidity providers get double bonus, so they get 4% of that 6%, and they get it in the form of PLS and Neon tokens. So that's a cool aspect, a cool feature. 2% of the 6% burns Neon. So we're also kind of in the middle of again, another community vote. And right now we don't have our governance set up, so I do apologize to the community, but Telegram's our best course of community action at this point. So I've been asking the community how they feel about the 6% tax allocation and the structure of it. So we've proposed a change where we want to reduce the burn to 1%. We want to increase the LP rewards to 5%. Just to kind of incentivize more people to kind of come in and provide liquidity to earn higher rewards. We also believe that, and not that we want to slow the burn down, but we believe that we're going to have some different abilities with the future DApp Glow, to potentially add in some or inject some further burning. So that's the big thing, is we don't need to rely on the token tax to burn it. And honestly, to this point, I'm pretty sure the token tax has only accounted for a small, percentage of the actual burn. The big burn has been coming from, the buyback and burn that we allocate from the auction. So there's something to think about.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you don't have any further questions, I'll continue to go on here, Vibra, if that's cool.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm I'll stop you when I have any questions or anything.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think, let's see. So yeah, the buyback and burn. I mean, we can talk a little bit about that if you want to show that real quick. So yeah, we've burned 15% of the supply, 150 million tokens, within the first almost 60 days of the project. So a good amount of the supply was burned. Like I mentioned, the allocation. I think the auction buyback and burn accounted for a lot of that. I'm not going to say the transaction 2% burn didn't account for anything, because it definitely helps, but the big burns came from a lot of that funding that came in from the auction. So that's kind of why Lef and I have been, again, tossing around ideas to potentially reallocate some neon back into the vault, so that we have more funds coming into the auction again, which will allow us to put more money back into the buyback, which will allow us to put more money into the LPs. So it's that sort of thing. But we do know, obviously putting too much focus on the auction takes away from the open market, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep that synergy, like I said, and kind of keep things flowing. So, yeah.
I'm excited, bro. Right now, I'm just looking at the LP reserves with PDI and Atropa, and when PDI starts to move, goes to $1, Atropa is like $7-ish around there.
Yeah.
Like that is gonna it's gonna pull up everything else with it, and like people, I'm just so excited for it, bro, to see what happens when all of these coins that have these pairs with Pulse Wrap Bitcoin, with PDI, with the Tropa, even Teddy Bear, I think is heavily bonded to it. They're all gonna start to move very similarly.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about the liquidity webs. I mean, obviously, you can piggyback off of other tokens that have, essentially more volume, that are more popular, and as they go up, it kind of drags you up along with them. So that's one of the benefits to bonding with, and extending your web out and bonding with all these various tokens. Obviously, there's on the upside, the downside too. If you bond to projects that are not necessarily going up, then obviously you have some downside to that too. So, but I agree with you. We're super bullish on everything. We think the future is definitely bright with Pulse Chain. I mean, the volume is so low compared to where it can be. Things are so far on the bottom that there's so much room to grow and go up. It's compared to the other chains that are out there, I just think Pulse Chain's the place to build.
It's so hyper suppressed, bro. And these are the times that this is the opportunity. It's like I was telling people on this channel to buy XRP since I started the channel. Like that was a coin I said you have to have in your portfolio. And like 10 people bought it before it started to pump. And now everyone wants it. So when coins if you can identify a project that has a great use case, has a good team, they've been building the entire bear market, but the chart just keeps going down and to the right, that's okay. Like, even though there's nothing that team could do to send the chart up. So you're doing the right thing when you're buying DCAing and it's going down and next week it's down more. You're supposed to have that feeling of like getting punched in the face. That's just doing the right thing in the bear market. And when everything is pumping and printing, that's the opportunity's gone. So you want to enter these projects when people are fudding it, when there's uncertainty, when the chart doesn't look as great, because we know what's coming. Like Richard just got off with the SEC. Once the Interpool thing clears off, there's no more FUD that can really come against him besides his projects. And then I think he will be able to take his charts into his own hands and dismiss all the FUD around his projects, sucking or doing nothing.
Yeah. No, that's definitely our hopes too. I mean, things are moving in the right direction for the chain. It's super bullish on all the news, like you said. So it's that's why we want to be here. That's why we want to continue building, and kind of launch off the foundation that we've kind of built so far. So
it's
yeah, I mean,
setting all these pools at the absolute bottom too, being able to make a fat pool of PDI when it's at half a penny versus 30 cents or something that could be in 4 months from now. Like, dude, it's
yeah, the potential there is so big that you have to build a pool. You got to build
Yeah.
pools, and you got to bond to some of these tokens that, yes, they're risky, but the potential is so big that you don't want to miss the opportunity when it arises and be late.
and I can't think of the, like, yeah, it's super risky and it sounded crazy a year ago when I was saying I'm 98% sure PDI is going to go to $1. But if you can see through the FUD and start to picture how things are going to work a year from now, once everything is where Richard wants it, it's going to be a completely different ecosystem. Everyone in crypto is going to be talking about it, and everyone's going to be saying, I wish I just bought more back then. Why didn't I buy more when we knew it was going to do, like, people are going to start saying it. You saw it with BTGC.
Yeah.
Think about
Richard's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. So he's definitely making moves and strategically playing chess with everything. So I have faith that, we're definitely going to the upside in the future.
Yeah. All right. So glow. This is so I just want to say this. If people on Pulse Chain, they hear lending and immediately you go to liquid loans and the disaster that happened over there. And that has put such a stain on one of the most important parts of crypto. I mean, look at DeFi. What are the biggest protocols? Aave, Compound, the lending protocols out there. So they are so critical to the success, and it's what crypto is for. It's for borrowing, lending, sending money around more efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we talk a bit about Glow now.
Yeah, Luff, it's all you.
All right. Yeah, so as I said, we want to do stuff with utility. We don't want to be just a token or an ecosystem that you do something, then you step back and you wait for bots to create volume and give you income. So we definitely want to keep building, and especially since Richard, he reduced the ink rewards for the farms, and so this was the main thing of our ecosystem. So we're not gonna give up now. So we decided to do something with a big utility, and I don't think there's many things that have utility in crypto, like have a DEX, an exchange, or lending. So we check the chain, Pulse, see what's there out there about lending, and we like the idea of doing a lending and combining it with our existing dApps. So we did some more research then, and the top protocols as you mentioned, like Aave and etc. And so we found a few protocols, and as we did with the basic platform, we copied the best dApps, and yeah, so we've come up with Glow. So with Glow, you can do several stuff. So first of all, there's a passive. I put this now for now. So there's a passive aspect where users can just deposit any single asset they want. So currently we have like 7-8 core tokens. So you just deposit in a pool, and you're earning API with no risk. So that's a single asset staking, no deposit fee, no withdrawal fee, no impermanent loss, pure single asset staking. And of course, your API depends on how many people are going to use your tokens. So this is the passive side. Like, for example, you go here, it's going to be a lot of pools, and you choose one, you deposit your PLS, you get a receipt token that shows your share of the pool, and then you got your supply POI, and at any point you're going to withdraw, and you're going to be earning more PLS than what you put in. So that's the passive side, let's say. So then we got the borrowing side, and people can come in, a user and they could put the collateral, and they can take debt. All right, so we offer under collateralized loan. So it means you can put like 1 million PLS and get 9 million back. Of course, the funds don't go in your wallet, so you put 1 million PLS back, you get 9 back, and you got 10 million total, and these stay in your Glow account. You cannot withdraw, of course, more than what you put in, but you can use for various things the funds you borrowed. So you can either just like keep them hanging in your account and just having a leveraged position, or you could leverage, like you can take up to 10x, as I said. You can long short. You can choose any token to long with any collateral. And so this is like a pure form of leverage, like actual funds. It's not like futures or options or anything. You just have all the funds in your credit account. And another thing you can do is, well, this is just template, but you can use those funds to stake anywhere. So when I mean anywhere, I mean, assume there's a dApp that offers a single asset staking. So you can give, like as I said, 1 million PLS, and you borrow, I don't know, 9 million PLS worth of HEX, and you end up in your account having 9 million PLS worth of HEX, and you stake the HEX in any single asset platform. So if any dApp on the chain makes a single asset, you're going to be able to use these funds and stake in that asset. So imagine you have a farm that gives 30% APY, and to borrow, you pay 15% APY. So, you can pay 15% to borrow an amount, and then you stake it, then you stake it for 30%. So the difference is yours. So this is very modular. Like whenever there's a new dApp in the chain, we can just whitelist it after we do some risk analysis, and people who borrow funds or leverage, they will be able to use those funds to farm somewhere. And that's also where we connected with the new Holovat. So the difference between the borrowing and the supply rate are going to the user, but also percentage goes to the treasury. So the treasury acts as an insurance in case someone gets liquidated. I can speak about liquidations later, but there's also 1% that goes to a profit share mechanism we have, which is the part of the new Holovat. So let's say people borrow HEX, and as they borrow, they pay a borrowing rate, and part of this rate is distributed to the users who stake Neon here. So this is how it's connecting to Glow. And yeah, so well, that's the basic idea of lending. But yeah, first of all, we need to find good oracles. That's like the main thing for lending platforms, and we're not lending in the chain. So we've spoken with Fiat, another big lending tap in Pulse chain, if you can use their oracles, and they agreed. So we're talking with them to do that, and we can create more composite oracles for tokens like EHEX or smaller cap tokens. So in the future, we'll be able to offer more risky tokens, let's say. And these more risky tokens, they'll have something called the quota. So that's like a extra borrowing rate you pay. So let's say these are not risky tokens, so they don't have any quota. The borrowing rate depends on the utilization. So if the lenders have 1 million PLS and 88% of that is used, then the borrow rate is like 22%, let's say, for example. If only 4% is used of the total PLS that's lent, then the rate's 4%. So the quota we think of adding more risky tokens, which can have an additional borrowing rate, and this borrowing rate will be defined by the users, and that's part of the governance part we're making. So people can be able to stake Neon, and they're going to be able to influence their token. So, for example, think you have a token you really like, let's say EHEX, and the borrowing rate's going to have like a limit between 10 and 20%, and you can stake your Neon, and you can reduce this borrowing rate. So that's the govern aspect of this. Yeah, so got some stats here for all the Glow accounts, and yeah, I don't know if I forgot anything. Did I forget anything, Psycho? What do you think?
Yeah, that's awesome, Lef. That was great. I think the big thing that I want to make mention of, just because we have it on the UI, is the Glow token. It's made mention that there's going to be a Glow token, and I believe Lef and I decided that we will launch the lending without the actual Glow token. The Glow token may or may not come within the future, but it can be integrated at any time. So we've decided, again, we're going to keep everything in aspect to Neon to start, but there could be a Glow token in the future. You never know.
Yeah,
So I like this all.
yeah.
I really do. I like this whole ecosystem with just more staking options, single-sided staking. People love that stuff with different coins. That's huge. The borrowing, I love that. And then the leverage trading, like I was messing around a little bit with it lately, and I just decided to not just talk about it on stream. But like for myself, like, if you're patient, you're a trader, you can pick spots, and it it can be pretty easy if you're patient. So I love
Yeah,
having this on there.
yeah, we plan to have like small limits to start, because we want people to familiarize themselves with the leverage, and we don't want them to get wrecked, obviously, because if you borrow funds, there's something called the health factor. So it's like the ratio of your total value of your account over your debt. And if that falls below a threshold, then you can get liquidated, which means you can lose your funds. And so, yeah, we will encourage trading, leverage trading, but we will have some limits to start, and even amount and the amount you can leverage. But yeah, we think that there's going to be many people using it, and it's going to be providing a lot of fees to stakers.
I think 10x, bro. I think that's as high as you should go, because people that use higher than 10x, I feel like they're revenge trading, or they're just trying to get that quick back, and it just not even having it on there. It prevents a lot of people from doing stupid things. So I think I would respect that if you said, look, we're only doing 10x because we don't want people wrecking themselves. You can go somewhere else if you want to be a complete degen. I think that's I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, there are a lot of risk associated with borrowing and trading. So we're gonna make sure we write everything. So yeah, it's a big that, like, there's many contracts. We finished the contracts though, and we've done the UI. We're halfway through the integration. Like you can see here, there's some stuff that doesn't apply to us. Yeah, and we're doing testing right now, so we don't want to give a launch date. And we've been working on this like almost a month before we first mentioned it, because we don't really want to say something and then only deliver 3 months after. So yeah, yeah, that's it. What else?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for covering that, Love. That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
There's nothing like this I've seen in one protocol out there that's this simple. It's lower risk, and I think it fits. It fits the like. It fits Pulse Chain's just the vibe of the chain, just the people on there. That they're more conservative, but they'll take some risk, but they're not trying to go crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we think this is going to be like a top tap of the whole chain, and people come to Pulse Chain just to use this. I think it's going to be huge, and it's very modular. You know, as I said, once the people have the funds in the Glow account, you know, if after a month there's a huge tap, or if Richard decides to put a single asset stake in PulseX, you know, people can get 9x and stake, you know, Power Farm. So, you know, it's something, you know, we're going to keep building on it and plugging in new applications. And yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I like the idea too of like the kind of perpetual auctions, where if you could, you know, change that to where some more of the supply is going in there, like just having auctions consistently run, even if they're smaller, even if you're only 5 million pulse a day. Once pulse starts going up in value, that 5 million is going to go a lot further than it does right now. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a smart idea.
Yeah, I think once we get Glow underway and we get everything solidified, the farming funds is one thing that we're kind of eyeing up right now, that we could be using that differently. You know, we could be buying, and we could be putting stuff in the buyback, you know, directly into the buyback and burn pool. We could be putting Neon into the auction vault. We could be doing various things with that. Not that you know, it's a whole lot. Obviously, the rewards have been cut pretty significantly, but nevertheless, they're rewards that are going to be there essentially, you know, as long as the pool exists. So we want to utilize that somehow. Once we get through everything, and like I said, we get everything solidified, I think we'll probably reallocate that stuff to do something like that. Yeah.
Good stuff. There's 103 you in here right now. If you guys aren't following Nexion, follow them on Twitter and follow them. Join the Telegram group. The down in the description, the links are right there. So go give them a follow. This is an awesome project. These great guys building. You could tell they're trying to build stuff that hasn't been seen before, doing it the right way. And I've been in the Telegram, and I can tell you that they really want to hear what the community thinks and get their opinions on stuff before they just go and run with something.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about the community. That's what, you know, one big that was Left and I's goal. I mean, was to kind of build something from nothing, you know, and establish a community. It's very tough, you know. It's hard to establish a good community with projects, a community of long-term holders, people that believe, that want to stick around, you know, past the first pump and dump. So yeah, I mean, we're super excited to where, you know, from where we started to where we are today. The community is awesome. We love talking with the community, and we want to get everybody's feedback. We want to institute, you know, some sort of governance in the future, allow people to, you know, make specific voting, you know, requests with Neon, you know, just adding more utility, adding more ways to burn it. But yeah, no, we're all about the community. So we invite everybody to come join us, and we're totally open, and, you know, we want it to be a good place to be. So come join us.
Yeah, and guys, they have almost $200,000 in liquidity spread out over the different pools that they have. So it's not like, you know, that this is just a very low liquidity project. Like there's some decent liquidity spread out. So there's some room to grow here. The foundation has been set, and you could see in the chart that people were ferociously dumping, but it kept holding and moving higher.
Diamond hands.
Yep, and that's what I preach here. I preach the long-term thinking, to zoom out and think 4 or 5 years down the road. Pulse chain is just getting started. I mean, Hex is what, 5 was it 5th or 6th year anniversary this year, and that's flown by. So in 2-3 years, once Pulse chain is established, if you can get into these projects early now and just hold on to them, the 12% APY can be if you're in 4 or 5 projects giving you that, you can live off of that. I don't think people can comprehend where this can go if the whole ecosystem does a 50-75x. I mean, the amount you're going to be getting given to you back in all these reward coins, it's going to, I think, really open people's eyes up and hopefully start to change their strategies to where you can set yourself up in these projects, get in early, and within 6 months be in reflections, get your entire initial back. And that's so rare.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're in a good spot. I feel, crypto is definitely going. It's going up, and Pulse Chain, I think, it's like I said before. It's just, I mean, we're at the bottom. I don't know. Not sure how much more bottom you can get. So, it's only a matter of time before the volume starts to come into the chain. I mean, the volume's everywhere else. There's no reason why it shouldn't be here. You got cheap transactions. You got a stable chain that works. I mean, I remember how ETH was when I first started, building dApps on ETH, and how it was, 20 cents transactions. It was, it's the same vibe. I mean, it's the same exact vibe I had back then, and look where it is now. So.
Yep. Exactly, bro. And it hasn't been a fair playing field out there. Like the stigmas, all the mainstream influencers kind of gatekeeping stuff, pushing people in a certain direction. Even Ripple on that side, like they're getting screwed over by the SEC, the banks coming down on them. Like it's just chaos everywhere, and certain coins have been propped up. I mean, look at Cardano. We're doing 6 times the volume Cardano's doing, and look at the market cap of that coin. So that just shows you the whole crypto market is not priced correctly. And I think as we move forward now, as it's less speculation that drives the prices and more utility and volume locked, and just volume moving over these networks, that I think that's going to start to price them differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, Neon, this isn't Nexion. I love this. I love what you guys are doing. I'm glad I'm in early. I'm staked. And now I did the hard part of finding a good project, getting in early, and just having that conviction when not too many other people out there are talking about it. You can't go out and find, the videos or influencer telling you what you want to hear about it. So you get into it. Like that uncertainty, that, man, I'm not too sure. That's the opportunity. Those are the X's right there.
Yeah, that's right. I think we have a good community. We've got a lot of people from day one, and it's a big good mental support having everybody being active every day in the chat and doing raids and stuff. And we believe after Glow, like, and when the chain picks up, like, everyone's gonna be rewarded, and it's gonna be amazing. There's a huge potential in the chain, and obviously in our dApp. Just need to wait and see.
Yeah, I think the big thing for us, like you said, is building the utility now, and then that utility will bring sustainability, and project us into the future, and that's what we want. I mean, that's what a lot of projects lack. They lack utility, and I say it all the time, but simple taxes are not utility. Staking is a basic utility. You know what I mean? Like you need to think outside the box if you want to continue for the long haul, and that's where we're going, outside the box.
Yeah, and we need to bring funds from outside the community. We can't just recycle people's funds and give them as rewards. So that's why we really insist on utility and yeah.
Yep. And utility drives, utility will drive that price. And like I said it before, Neon being the sole token of the platform and the ecosystem helps drive all of that volume directly to that token. And you're going to get the value out of that token that you need, that you want. It's not diluted.
Yep. And Pulse Chain right now, I'm seeing a big push across Twitter and social media to list Pulse and Hex and Ink all across these different platforms. I saw Kraken responded to somebody. So I think, we have the biggest community, the most diehard loyal community out in crypto. But to everyone else on the outside, on the surface, it just looks like we're a dead, dying community with a scam founder. But it is so far from the truth and what's actually going on that, man, yeah, people are going to be shocked at what happens this cycle. And everyone that stuck through it and made it through these hard times and believed, you're going to be rewarded.
Yeah, and I think now that the Richard was cleared from SC, like it's only going up from now. I think big projects gonna, I think it's easier to move to Pulse now that the SC is not around Richard. So I think many big projects like even PancakeSwap or bigger ones, they were waiting for that, and I think now they're gonna be planning to move. Like I think next weeks or months we're gonna see like top tier dApps moving, hopefully. And this will give us more use cases for the Glow account. So yeah, it'll be great.
Yep. And yeah, and you can't say that for anything else really in crypto. All these other communities, they've had maximum exposure. The mainstream is shilling them. So
Exactly.
much VC money has been put in behind them to pump them. The unlocks coming out, and people are catching on to that, and they're over that stuff this cycle. So yeah, we are in the prime spot. Just hang in there, guys. Another, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. I think first week of April, we're going to start moving up. And this worst bear market of all time, people will forget about it if we have the biggest bull market of all time.
Yeah, let's see.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys have, or that I think we pretty much covered it all?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I mean, obviously, if we left anything off, drop in our Telegram. Feel free to ask any questions. We're always there to answer questions. There's a lot of community members that will help answer questions. But that's just, that's the big thing at this point is come join us, come build with us, and let's take this to the next level.
Definitely. Well, guys, 121 of you in here following or watching, go give Nexion a follow on Twitter, join the Telegram, and pay attention because this project has a lot of utility coming, and it's only 64 days old. So it's just in its infancy, and these are the opportunities that I don't see come around very often.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the opportunity to do the live stream. Yeah. Really, thanks.
Yeah, definitely appreciate everything, Vibra. Definitely for having us.
For sure. Yeah, and when once the Glow platform is up and running, if you guys want to come on, we could do like an update stream, and anytime you want.
We'd love to do that.
Amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. We'll definitely. I'll be following and tweeting about it and talking about you guys on stream. So I'm excited for what's coming and look forward to doing it again.
Yep. Thanks for support.
Yeah,
Anytime.
thanks a lot.
All right, guys. Smash that like button. Give these guys a follow, and we'll see you on the next one.